Oh, what's good, guys? Today we got UK versus USA culture explained. Let's get it, man. You know, these are some of my favorite videos, bro. Like, just talking about differences of places. It's just interesting and sometimes funny.
Britain and America are like twins, separated from birth. One was raised in fine aristocracy, and the other was abandoned at a gas station and told, good luck. These two great nations have dominated the world both economically, militarily, and culturally.
Everyone in Britain got in a big old boat, and we set sail, and we robbed, and this will sound far-fetched, everyone in the world.
What's having spawned from the same origins, they...
Bro said, we robbed everybody. We ain't missed nobody. I don't care if they're some poor little tribe or if they're the richest empire out there. We robbing everybody, bitch.
went off in their own two directions, becoming both very similar and very different.
Yo, we all are great. We all should think that we're great. There's no reason for you to not think that you're great.
Facts.
I'm starting to get this feeling that I'm totally fucked. You know, everything's fucked.
Today, we will analyze American versus British culture.
The American comic hero is a wisecracker who is above his material and who is above the idiots around him. You know that scene in Animal House where there's a fellow playing folk music on a guitar? John Belushi picks up the guitar and destroys it. And the cinema will not, because he just smashes it and then waggles his eyebrows at the camera. Everyone says, God, he's so great. Well, a British comedian would want to play the folk singer.
Comedy is a great way of revealing a culture's ideas. So American comedy and British comedy, they're very different. American comedies always tend to be built around the idea of like optimism and positivity.
Be curious, not judgmental. I like that.
There's typically always the motion that things can get better. You can see this in the character Leslie Knope in Parks and Rec.
I can do it. I can crush him. I promise.
And typically, in an American comedy, the cool guy is the main character.
So you know how to take the reservation, you just don't know how to hold the reservation.
Now,
I mean, hey, he's kind of right, though. I feel like...
let's compare that to British comedies. Typically, the idea in a British comedy is that life will always disappoint you.
We need to have a talk.
You finishing with me?
We weren't ever really.
Oh,
I see you not around, but here.
see you.
Rip. That's tough. That's tough.
Secondly, you'll never make it in life. All your dreams and hopes and optimism is ultimately futile.
I have this dream. You and I own this skyscraper office block on the South Bank. And above us, on top of the skyscraper, in 50-foot-high neon lettering, are the initials of Trotters, independent traders.
Just above your heading is the word tit.
Another idea that is shown is that you can always expect the worst thing to happen.
So, yeah. Right, thank you very much. Do you like it? Oh, shall I put that on you?
Oh!
Brilliant.
Damn! Ricky got fucking fucked over.
Was that my bit? Yeah.
Do you want me to get you?
Yes!
And finally, the main character, the point of focus in a British comedy will typically be some awkward loser.
I like your glasses.
I'm afraid they're not for sale. Laugh all you want, they're not for sale.
So this leads us to our first key cultural difference. And that is American idealism versus British realism. Instead of me telling you this, I'm going to show you it through expressions. Americans will say things like this. Well, you know what they say. The sky's the limits. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Whereas in Britain, we'll say things like, got hope for the best, but expect the worst, mate. We literally have a thing called sod's law.
They say that here too, though. They say the expect the best or expect the worst and hope for the best. They say that here too, bro.
What can go wrong will go wrong. And then let's say you have a situation where something is looking good. You've got an opportunity. Americans will say, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Whereas we'll literally say, well, old boy, don't count your chickens before they hatch. And then finally, if you're in America,
They say both of those too.
And your whole life is going terribly, it's looking awful, Americans say, well, it's always darkest before dawn. In England, if everything's going well, will say, yeah, mate, but this is just the calm before the storm. So you might be wondering, why? Why do we have these very distinct attitude differences? Before we go any further with this video...
Oh, nah, bro. Listen, man. Respectfully. Let me... Buy his thing. Do it. Buy it. Make him money.
% off when you get your journey
yeah,
today.
10%
anyway,
off.
Back to the video.
Now stand aside, worthy adversary. 'Tis but a scratch.
A lot of the British attitudes can really be pointed to our...
Bro got his whole arm cut off and said, "Is but a scratch." I fucking hope to be that tough.
Very long and brutal history. We've had tons of wars and plagues and religious upheavals. All of these things have kind of led to British people sort of having doubt and distrust into the future. Like, yeah, it might be going well now, but tomorrow a swarm of Belgians might come over and behead us.
Oh, that's tough.
Understanding our history gives us this cautiousness to being too optimistic about the future. As well, you have to combine the religious attitudes of the Church of England. The Church of England was very much a believer in the idea of original sin. The idea that humans have fallen from God, we're all inherently bad, although we do have the ability to be somewhat redeemed. This has engineered a sort of attitude of cautious optimism. We're not entirely 100% pessimists. All of this combined with the fact that our weather is pretty shit.
Rain, rain, rain. Us Brits endure it on 199 days of every year.
Yeah, fuck that. Nope. Yeah, nope. I would hate that shit. I would hate
You could
that,
literally
bro.
have...
Man, listen, there ain't nothing better than a nice sunny day with a cool breeze. Like, that's the best kind of weather, bro.
A week of sunshine in England and think, you know what, this
That's the
Saturday,
week I wanna
let's go
visit
for a
too.
picnic with the family. And then because your dad showed some optimism in the weather, God will smite you with a torrential downpour for the next month. And so this general attitude can be...
Nah! That was great. Oh, please don't fuck me, internet. But that was fucking great. Come on, internet. Man, I was trying to go back to a funny moment. My internet decided to give me a giant middle finger. So,
a torrential downpour for the next month.
But bro, this is fucking great. What did she get hit with? Bruh, she got slapped across the face with a fucking fish. The fucking fish got her. She's going down too. She got knocked the fuck out by a fish.
This general attitude can be completely contrasted with American optimism. And that stems from, ultimately, if you're the type of person to leave Britain, a established nation that has infrastructure, etc., hop on a boat, travel for weeks, months across uncharted waters to arrive on uncharted lands, to do that, you need at least an ounce of optimism.
Facts.
Look, water, lands in the distance, see? Mate, you've been saying that for the last 3 fucking icebergs. Oh, look, yeah, look, can you see it? Another fucking iceberg. I'm tired of this. Fuck it. And then so after discovering this new land, which was a crazy thing to go and do, America then went through 2 great awakenings. I don't know what happened in the first one, if they just hit snooze or something, but the first great awakening was in 1730 to 1740.
This dude, okay, I like this dude's little one-liners. They just hit snooze on that shit, who cares? Anyway, the second one.
Second one in 1795, all the way up to 1835. So what happened in this was that the religious attitudes of America had evolved. New ideas around like self-improvement, the idea that everyone has the ability to shape their own destiny and their own future. Humans can be better, they can improve society, they can make and create things that make the world better.
Everybody, I know you can believe in yourself.
They had strong convictions around the importance of working hard, as well as very pragmatic attitudes, the idea that things should be done well and efficiently. These last 2 led to a very strong cultural focus on capitalism and efficiency in business, which all of this manifested itself in the idea of the American dream.
Let's go.
The American dream is just the ability to achieve. Anybody can do it, but you're not just going to get it because you want it. You got to be willing to work hard. You got to apply a lot of hard work. You got to apply faith. You got to apply persistence. You've got to never, ever give up.
So basically...
Hey, bro, speaking facts with that, though. Come on, man. Listen to Steve Harvey. Maybe not as advice with women, because you see how that went with his wife, but you know...
The idea of the American dream is that any old piece of shit, old Bob who still lives at home with his parents, 40 years old, anyone can go and do anything they want to in life.
That Americans are told they can become the next president of the United States. And they can. British people are told it won't happen to you. And they carry that. They carry that with them.
I know what's probably going through your head. You might hear that and think, fucking hell, why are Britons so pessimistic? I mean, we literally had the biggest empire on earth. Why are we so deflated? And so...
I'm gonna make a guess. It's because y'all lost the biggest empire. Am I right? No?
But that leads us to a very core cultural difference between England and America, and that is class structure.
I was brought up in a poor family, you know. Really, we had nothing, really. If I could get in a position that some of them people in, I would like to be in it. These lords or ladies or peers, or you're talking about them class of people.
The Curzon's family started with William the Conqueror.
In Britain.
Why is every single fucking rich-ass old family got, like, the most bougie-ass dogs? Like, bro, look, bro, they got the stereotypical rich dogs.
You're talking about them class of people.
Look, they got the poodle, like, you know, a little poodle, and then they got, what the fuck are these motherfuckers? Little Shih Tzus or something?
The Curzon's family
think those are Shih
started
Tzus.
with William the Conqueror.
In Britain, the idea of class and where you stand socially has been a very core part of our identity. Until very recently, as a Brit, your whole life was decided before you were born. These differences between the upper class and the working class has existed through most of British history. There's like this idea that the upper class are pure blood. They were like chosen by God. They had divine rights. They literally referred to themselves as blue-blooded. And they were much better than the grunts working the coal mines to power their beautiful machinery.
Yeah, but I'm gonna step on a leg and say I'd rather hang out with the grunts. I'd rather hang out with the coal miners. They just seem more fun.
And so there's always been this attitude in England of like judgment between the classes. The upper class and the working class hate each other. And class is interesting because it's not just defined by wealth.
We give dinner parties 2 or 3 times a week. This enables us to keep in touch with our wide circle of friends.
We give a wine and cheese do once a month. This enables us to do it on the cheap.
Her mother comes round Saturday nights and drinks my Guinness. This enables her to get drunk for nothing.
Class is much deeper than simply wealth. It's the accent you talk in, the way you behave, the schools that you're educated in, if you're from Cambridge School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, versus the community college in Shittham. Literally everything you did.
There's a town actually called Shittham. I want to visit that too.
It would be defined by class.
I think working class people in
fucking
general
the shit
feel
town to
this
whatever's
kind of
next. Whatever stupid town names.
weighing down upon them, and I can't put it into words of what it is, but I think people watching this will understand that you feel it pushing you down all the time.
And so there's this understanding that there isn't much class mobility. If you are lower class, even if you got wealthy, you could never be upper class. There's no way. And so this kind of demoralization spawned a attitude in British people that things can't really get that much better. I'm always going to be judged from basically the background that I'm from. In America, as I explained with the American dream, the attitude is that anyone can be anything. Americans love the idea of the rags to riches story, the underdog archetype that you see in films like Pursuit of Happiness or The Founder. Class does exist in America, but it is very different. You're probably going to see more things between North and South divides and racial divides.
So here's the question though. So in that case, would you guys think that, let's say in sports, right, American people are more likely to root for the underdog than, say, British people? Like, let's say boxing, right? Because, you know, there's just a big boxing match that I was into. Even though I fully expected the guy I was rooting for to get his ass beat, I was rooting for the underdog. I wanted to see the guy who shouldn't win.
I do, as a British person, quickly want to make a caveat. The British people have never had, like, outright defeatism. British people will try in life. They'll try very hard, but we just don't like to get our hopes up. We are optimistic, but just in a very cautious way. Like, Americans might aspire to be a millionaire CEO of a big tech startup, whilst British people will aspire to one day shop at Waitrose.
My wife likes to shop at Waitrose. It's the middle-class option.
People who shop at Waitrose, they like to drop it into conversations. You know. Sorry I'm late, I was just at Waitrose, just so everybody knows.
So the explanation on the class system leads us to another point, which is politeness and expressiveness. Here's your food, good sir. What the fuck is that? Everything okay with the food? Oh yes, lovely, thank you. I would say British people are kind of overly aware of being rude and impolite, which has some benefits. You know, we treat people really well. We hate to be awkward and we like people to feel relaxed. But it can cause British people to take way too much shit and not stand up for themselves.
Damn! Bro, bitch slapped Jesus!
What the I slapped you and you want me to hit you on the other cheek?
Americans will tolerate...
First off, who the fuck is that? Why does he look like Jesus? Second off, motherfucker, I just slapped you. You want me to hit you on the other cheek? That's tough.
Less bullshit, which is a good thing, but then sometimes they can be a bit rude and a bit overly confrontational. I have waited exactly 5 minutes.
No,
it is a
that's
Big
just Karen.
Mac. How long do you need? This difference when it comes
That's
to being
just Karen.
polite
She
probably
ain't
stems
for
from
all
the
this.
British Reserve and American individualism. British people are very reserved. Typically, in public, we all sit like this, and we're all very quiet, and we don't laugh too loud, and we try and be really polite. And this can stem from the Victorian era. There was very strict social rules over behavior, dress, the way you express yourself. It was very stern and rigid. The reason we tolerate so much shit is because we have the religious idea of turning the other cheek. As well, are probably over-aware.
Yeah, see, that's my problem. That's what I need to gain, because I don't have that. Like, I'm the kind of guy who will treat you how you treat me, but, like, if you're an asshole to me, I'm a bigger asshole. Like, I like to give it back to you times 2. So, I wish I could learn that, but I just don't have it.
Awareness of people's personal
Gotta love cuts where my internet fucks me.
space and being rude can probably stem from the fact that we live on a small island very closely together. We don't have a lot of space and we're all on top of each other. So we have a strong respect for people's personal space.
Okay.
And then, like, some
big
of it is the
dogs.
fact that the upper class social attitudes probably trickled down to the working class, where it's always seen as being a lower class thing to speak loudly and have bad manners and be overly confrontational.
Can you come back in, please?
Oh my god, this is well harassment. I'm going to take this to the Court of European Rights.
And so, British people have the attitude of a stiff upper lip, don't show emotion, and don't complain about your problems.
Oh, shit!
Well, that was fucking scary.
Nah! That was it. Bro's only word. That was fucking scary. Nah! I'm sorry, bro. I would have lost my shit. I would have been like, holy, I would have been yelling.
Americans, that is not the case.
All right, what country are we in? In the United States. You're goddamn right. You can't take a picture here. Okay, First Amendment. Get back over there.
You let the police officers. You let the police officers deal with that.
This is my right as much as it is yours. This is my land as much as it is yours.
To Americans, I am important. I am the center of the universe. After the Great Awakening, there was a strong focus on individualism. Emotionality and expression is a good thing. Being outgoing and extroverted is a very American thing. British people are very introverted. Americans, after things like the Bill of Rights, have a strong focus on their personal rights and freedoms and liberty. In America, all men are created equal, and so they don't have this idea that you're better than me or I'm better than you by birthright. We're all humans, we all exist, and we all deserve respect. And so this...
We also are a lot more self-centered. Like, I feel like when I hear, say, Europeans talk to me over, say, the YouTube comments talking about certain things, you guys think more for the group, whereas we think more for the individual.
This leads to politics and the attitude toward authority.
This is an illegal detention at this point. You better get your shit straight. Oh, I will file a complaint. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Like, right as soon as we leave here.
Am I not human to you, huh?
Yeah, we don't give a fuck.
Americans are inherently very skeptical of authority. They believe more so in small government and self-autonomy due to the British ruling America and, you know, being a bit naughty, a bit rough around the edges. As well, Americans are very rebellious. The formation of America was around escaping the Church of England. In Britain, on the other hand, it is different. We do have a trust in our government. It is waning currently, but typically we trust in social order and we don't really make too much of a big deal about infringement of our rights. And that's probably because of years of unquestioned power by monarchs. And again, the stoicism and the idea of stiff upper lip, not complaining too much, not making a big deal. It kind of has led to this polite, submissive behavior, which sometimes is a bit embarrassing.
Careful, sir, it's hot. Oh, sorry. Might burn yourself. Yeah, sorry. Would you like some salt and pepper? Oh, yeah, sorry.
Like, you can kind of picture the movie scene of a British person, an American person dealing with authority. Excuse me, sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. Listen here, tough guy. You don't talk to me like that.
Yep. Yep. Nah, it's supposed to be a joke, but there's truth to that, man. Like, there is actual truth to that. I know I'm a prime example of that. I don't fucking let anybody talk down to me. Like, ain't nobody my boss.
Excuse me, sir, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Oh, yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, that's fine. We'll leave, for sure.
But darling, you're dead on the restaurant.
Yes, but I don't want to be rude. And so with all this, you can extrapolate these attitudes and understand different attitudes towards certain issues. You know, for instance, guns. Americans see guns as like a right to protect themselves from the government and other people. America's fast food and subsequent obesity problem has stemmed from the ideas of efficiency in business, not wanting to waste time on food, taking too long to cook. And then you have things like healthcare and welfare. Like in Britain, we have a pretty strong healthcare system. Let's not get into that. Whereas Americans are far more reserved on bringing anything into public domain, especially healthcare. Britain has an obsession with tradition.
Yep, our healthcare is trash, bro. Like, it's just trash.
And upholding tradition. Whereas America have a strong focus on new and innovation, new products, technology.
By making the screen taller, but not...
And like, I'm gonna be honest, to me, I think there's truth to both of it, right? Like, there's most definitely some things that the US does better. There's some things the UK does better, bro. Like, it's just... both sides have their ups and downs. Not again. Come on.
Wider, you can see more of your content without the need to scroll. We're making scrolling a thing of the past.
And so look, I've picked apart British people and American people. I've made jokes, I've pointed out some bad things, but I want to say, and I think this is true, Americans and British people have a very deep mutual respect for each other.
Yeah.
I think very much these days, ever since the war, we've had what has been dubbed a special relationship. I don't know if that's a gay thing or something, but whatever. As a Brit, I can say honestly, I really do love Americans. I love being around Americans. I really admire their confidence. They're so easy to talk to. They're very warm, open demeanors. British people can be very reserved at times.
Excuse me, young man, is anyone sitting here?
No.
Would you mind if we sat here?
No, it's fine.
I'm Ronald. This is Pammy. Actually, you forgot to tell us your name.
Peter.
Peter!
It can be pretty depressing talking with British people about the future and your ambitions. Whereas Americans are all patting you on the back saying, yeah, you can do it, bro. And I think Americans do appreciate British people as well. They probably appreciate our realism. We don't really bullshit ourselves. We're very honest. We know our...
Also, UK comedy is just better. Like, y'all are just more funny. I don't care. Like, if you get mad, but it's fucking true.
Strengths, but we also know our flaws. Often Americans see us as well-spoken and intelligent, and you can actually see our comedy has massively influenced modern American comedy. There's a lot more awkward, dry humor in American television now than there ever was in the past. And obviously, Americans fucking love our traditions, arguably more than us. And it leads me to a final thought, and that is about cultural homogenization. With the internet, culture across the world has sort of melted together. We're all seeing the same media constantly. I will listen to endless American podcasters telling me to go after my dreams and fix my life or something. The idea that the internet is bringing lots of different value systems together and you can kind of choose which one suits you, as opposed just the one that dominates your country. But I do wonder, are we going to see less of these interesting differences, and are we just going to become a sort of best of greatest album kind of thing?
Honestly, I don't think it's gonna be anytime soon, but with how the internet evolves and everybody moving to different countries, at some point, probably.
You know, in the comments...
I don't think it's gonna be necessarily in even my generation, because there's still a lot of people that stick to their kind of guns, for lack of better words. But You know, I'm sure as time goes on, the differences are going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. But I'm not dealing with the internet issues, so without further ado, subscribe to Jimmy the Giant, because you know this was a banger of a video. Like the video. Let me know what you want me to watch next. And I'm out. Bye.
With